Hello, Zombie Slayers! Dead Island 2 released a few days ago, so let's check it out. Before I get into the review for this game, let's get some backstory here. Dead Island released its first game in 2011, more than 10 years ago. Zombie survival games are by far my favorite genre of game, and so of course the Dead Island series is very appealing to me. I mentioned the initial release of Dead Island as some players became disgruntled with the announcement of Dead Island 2. But why? This mostly has to do with the original development team being replaced only for the replacement team to also be replaced. The original team that was hired to make Dead Island 2 went on to create a game, which you've probably heard of, Dying Light, which probably explains why these two games feel very similar. The developer which actually finished the game is Dambuster Studios, which is affiliated with Deep Silver. Ultimately, all of these changes and delays resulted in the game we have now, which if you ask me, is a good thing. So let's talk about the game. This is probably my favorite part of the entire game. I don't normally focus too much on graphics as I feel like games with good gameplay are much more important. However, with this game, I will say the graphics literally are amazing. I was floored with the scenery from the very first moment I stepped out of the plane crash.
To climb over it, I see. Whoa!
Someone else made it.
Look at this. This looks amazing. This looks so good. What the heck?
I will say that the graphics in this game are detailed and very appealing. It is clear the developer spent a lot of time making this game look incredible. And not only does it look incredible, it runs super smooth. Everything about how this game looks and feels was so polished beyond my expectations that I was completely surprised. If you played the original Dead Island or you have played either of the Dying Light games and you enjoyed them, you will enjoy this game as well. The gameplay is very rewarding, fast-paced, and includes many quests and rewards that are easy to follow and understand. This game definitely delivers on the hacking and slashing through piles of zombies. There are a variety of weapons to use, so if you try something and you don't like it, there's plenty of other weapons available. And if you find something you do like, you can level it up along with yourself so that you never have to replace it. Just as in the previous Dead Island, there are mods that can be added to weapons as well as perks. These are not permanent and can be changed if you have something that you don't really like. The trader can be found in your starting area and you can sell or buy from him. In fact, this is where you get your first curveball. Curveballs are items which are throwable and regenerate over time. This is also a nice touch because you do not have to craft or replace these and you can equip 2 at a time. Players also earn cards, and while there are a variety of cards, they are equipable only in certain slots. This is basically a skill tree, which is easily changed as players progress in the game. If you remember my Back 4 Blood review, this was something I didn't love about that game. But this is different as you're limited to what cards you can earn and some only work in certain spots. So it is essentially a type of skill tree. There are also a variety of side quests that players can complete along with the main story quest, and there are lots of areas and places to check out, so there is plenty to do. This of course does not include the expansion, which will come sometime in the future. As for the storyline, this is not something I typically put a lot of weight on, but I will say that the game takes several little cracks at California culture. There are some very eccentric characters, from the influencer looking to up their follower count, to the movie star who feels like the world can't survive without them, and all the little jokes in between. These extra little tidbits keep the gameplay light and add some humor into the game. Dead Island 2 is available only on Epic Games for those of you who are playing on a PC. While this game is not cheap, it is priced about where its competitors are, starting at $60 for the base game. There are multiple packs available all the way up to the gold pack at $80. Overall, this game costs about what you would expect, and I would say you definitely get your money's worth. A unique feature that I have not seen before is the Alexa gameplay. To be clear, you do not have to own an Alexa device for this to work. If you've watched any of my other videos, then you likely know many of the games that I already play have voice recognition. However, this is the first game that has ever used Alexa. In Dead Island, you can tell Alexa to switch your weapons, or you can have her save waypoints for you, or even taunt zombies. This is a very unique feature that I have not seen in this type of game before. I will say that I find it difficult to come up with things that I would consider negative about Dead Island, but many of you would probably agree that having to purchase this game through Epic is not ideal. While I'm assuming that this game will be available on Steam in the future, at least for the first 6 months, it's only on Epic Games. This may be a deterrent for some people, including myself, even though I have a creator code for Epic Games. I will say that it is worth making the exception. And if you do not want to play through Epic, then you'll have to wait to play the game. It is, of course, available on consoles as well. Have you played Dead Island 2? Do you love zombie games? Let me know in the comments how you feel about Dead Island 2. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, and remember, gaming should be fun.
Oh my gosh!